Ladies and gentlemen, the Bachi Boys are back. We have a lot to discuss today. Philly in disrepair, or are they in repair? We will discuss the Sixers loss. We'll discuss the Flyers loss. We will discuss some PGA, some Eagles, a lot more. Make sure you stay tuned for the whole thing. And it starts right now. Hello, everybody. Welcome back to the show. Davis, how are we feeling on this Monday afternoon?
Yeah, not great. Not great. Love to get into it, though. Would love to get into
Like,
it.
I'm not talking about Sixers. Just how we feeling? How we feeling?
Oh, feeling great.
Feeling great?
Great. Beautiful
It's,
day out. We got a little congratulations to Ethan graduating.
Thank you. Thank you.
Let's
Hey,
go.
thank you. And we got a big weekend for this guy coming up. Well, bachelor party for the big guy coming up.
So what happens? The Poconos stays.
Yes, sir.
In Poconos.
But unfortunately, one thing that's not going to stay in the Poconos is whatever happens with the Philly, because that follows us everywhere. Let's get into it, Davis. The Sixers.
I like it.
Let's start with the Sixers. Let's get it out of the way. Davis, there's no real way to say this. I don't think we did a pod after the Celtics series. So let's just say, hey, we won the Celtics series. That was cool. It was great. We came back from down 3-1. We beat arguably one of Philly's biggest rivals in the Celtics. Like, that's a big win.
Mm-hmm.
But
yes, big butts.
They were then swept by the New York Knicks in 4 games. This week, it didn't even really happen in more than 6 or 7 days. It was quick, it was clean, and it was a clean death. It was kind of painful, but like, this team just didn't have it with the Knicks. They really didn't. We'll talk about the Sixers more in a second. We'll talk about the Embiid and all that stuff, but let's give the Knicks their flowers. I just want to say this, like, they're an awesome team. Awesome team. They would have smoked the Celtics too. Like, this was a team that a little team of destiny vibes, maybe just a tiny bit.
Yeah, definitely.
But like, Jalen Brunson played out of his freaking mind. OG Anunoby didn't even play games 3 and 4. That didn't matter because they were home games for the Knicks. Surprisingly, those fans traveled extremely well to Philly for 3 and 4. It was a tough series. Brunson played his ass off every game, but like, it didn't even feel like that was the catalyst. This team didn't have the juice to hang with the Knicks. We could talk about Paul George. We could talk about Maxey being maybe a little injured. We could talk about Embiid. But at the end of the day, this team did not have the right guys to compete, right?
Correct. Yeah, and they haven't had the right guys to compete in almost a decade. 2019, they had the guys to compete when they lost to that Kawhi shot. But, we've been going back and forth a lot over the last few days since the series start of the Knicks. And honestly, probably when we were down 3-1 to the Celtics. Yeah. I had no belief that the Sixers were going to come back and beat the Celtics, and they ended up. They did. They made a historic comeback that hasn't happened since the bubble, and since before that, it was 2016 that a team had come back 3-1. When infamously the Warriors did it in the conference finals, and then the Cavaliers did the same thing to the Warriors
the following round,
in the finals. But I think that. My hot take is that I think that the Sixers beating the Celtics was the worst possible thing that could have ever happened to this franchise, because I think it gave fans hope, and I think it gave the front office hope for next year that possibly we could run it back. And this is not the team that can possibly run it back. I mean,
nope.
I can go on a little tangent if you give me 60 seconds about how Joel Embiid, love the guy. The guy's an absolute animal when he's on the floor and he's healthy. He is an MVP Hall of Fame caliber player when he's on the court. Healthy.
We saw that in the Celtics series, right?
We saw that a little bit, and he was banged up, and he still played very well. He got banged up in Game 7. Like, we didn't know if he had a knee going into this next series after taking a few blunt.
And he did. He did.
Yeah, and he played well in the Celtics series, but again, I think that as I've been saying to you over and over again, availability is the best ability, and Joel Embiid has not shown that for over 10 years. Tyrese Maxey has no help whenever Joel's not on the floor or he's not impactful. We saw that multiple times in Game 4 when Maxey is just running around with the ball trying to do something with it. Kelly Oubre cannot be the option in the corner. He can shoot the ball well when he's on a hot streak, but when he's not feeling it, he is awful to watch.
He's a detriment to the team, 100%. I mean,
yep.
He was the leading scorer in Game 3, I believe, and like that just can't be happening in a playoff series when you're paying. I mean, it's on the screen right now if you guys want to watch on YouTube. Paul George is getting $51 million this year. Tyrese Maxey is getting $37, and Embiid's getting $55. Those guys are being paid so much; they should each be scoring at minimum 20 points a night.
100%.
At minimum.
100%.
So let's get into let's fry this team, Davis. Daryl Morey, you deserve to be fired. I'm going to say it again. Daryl Morey, you deserve to be fired. Someone played the James Harden clip. Like, Daryl Morey is a liar, and I will never be a part of another organization he is. And we clowned him for that. There were so many Sixers fans being like, whatever, James. And it was funny that he was doing it in like China or something. But like, still, we're like, whatever. But he was right. Daryl Morey is a freaking liar. We don't have to get too deep into that, but let's talk about what he actually did this year, trading Jared McCain at the trade deadline. A bunch of reports came out today, Davis, not surprising reports either, but that Embiid was very frustrated that they traded McCain at the deadline. They were very frustrated that even when they did that, didn't get any players back. They got draft picks back. They didn't make any sort of improvement to their bench. They actually made it worse, and we saw that in these playoffs. We talked about this on text. I don't think the bench would have really done much in this Knicks series, to be honest, but they had no ability to compete. The Knicks were playing 7 to 9 guys a night at a high level, and we can only play 6 if you're counting Quentin Grimes, which I'm not. He's bad. So, I mean, some of the worst roster construction of the last couple of years. We saw Landry Shamet cooking us on the Knicks this year. We traded him a couple of years ago in the Tobias deal. Like, he hasn't been on the team for a while, but that's an example. I mean, Julian Champagnie, who we cut to put Mac McClung on the roster for the dunk contest, is playing his ass off for the Spurs. Isaiah Joe for the Thunder. We can do that one as well. Where else should we go? Should we start talking about selling the team? I'm not sure.
Yeah, I think that, in my opinion, yes, I would love if the team gets sold for many reasons that we're not going to get into, but I don't think that's something that we can root for. We can only root for, and actually we can make a change with who's on the floor and what's happening. We saw it with Rob Thompson. The fans wanted a change. Dave Dombrowski saw the fans wanted to change, and he made a change. Rob Thompson is, I believe, the highest winning percentage coach in Phillies history. And it was about time for a change, and we made it. And we'll get into the Phillies in a little bit. We can't make these billionaires sell this team to another billionaire that we're never going to meet. We're never even going to be in the same room of.
I hope not.
What needs to be done is I don't know if it's Embiid coming off the team. I know that has been my stance for many years now. I just think it's more of they need an extra motor, an extra drive, because this Knicks team had it. And look, the Knicks fans overtook Xfinity Mobile Arena and turned it to Xfinity Mobile Garden in games 3 and 4. Joel Embiid going out and saying, look, fans, don't sell the tickets. Don't sell your tickets. I got a great text from a friend of the show, Steve, where he's saying, look, this guy can't even stay on the court. Why are you telling me what to do with my tickets? And I kind of understand that sentiment. I know you beat Boston in 7. I know you just did something that Sixers haven't done in 40 years, but don't tell me what to do with my tickets if you're going to miss games more than you're actually going to play.
I disagree.
Joel Embiid has not played 6 consecutive games since December of 2023. That is the year I graduated college. That feels like a long.
Who are we throwing shots at here?
No shots. I'm saying that feels like a long, long time ago.
Fair. That's fair. That's completely fair. And I'm not going to push back too much on that. Only that coming off that Celtics series, he was right. We should not be selling our tickets. I will tell Sixers fans what to do with their tickets. You should not be selling them to opposing fans. They're going to come in here and chant or say, let's go Knicks during Nick Nurse's dead brother's moment of silence. We're not going to sell tickets to Knicks fans who are going to boo moms on Mother's Day. We should not be doing that. If you guys want to sell your tickets to your friend in New York, fine. But like, if you are knowingly selling your tickets to Knicks fans, strip them those season tickets. I'm serious.
Yeah, if
because
there's a knowing,
like
if there's a
the
knowing,
Sixers
I
stadium
understand
was
that.
way more alive during the process. I will say this: the crowd has not been the same in a couple years. Whether that's Josh Harris, whether that's Embiid, whether that's the moves that we've made, the number one picks we failed on, all that stuff. The process crowd would never have let this happen. I will say that. Never.
100%.
So I think it's tough to do revisionist history and be like, Embiid shouldn't be saying that when he's not available, because he wasn't available for the whole next series. Agreed. But like, if we had a little bit more fan support, like Maxey had a quote being like, it just sucks that like this stadium was full of Knicks fans. It sucked. And like, I'm sure it was so demoralizing, especially going out there for game 4. Like, I'm sure they didn't think they were going to win the series, but like, I don't know. Let's move on to something else.
No, because you want me to be honest.
Please.
I want the players to feel that way, because it doesn't come from the players on the court, even though some of them absolutely sucked. Some of them were horrible, and it comes from the top down. And it's not that they're booing Maxey. It's not that the fans hate Maxey. It's that a change needs to be made. This, even though
that's fair.
Let's just say, and I know that you had a lot of belief in this team right after we beat the Celtics, as well as a lot of other fans.
Mm-hmm.
There was no true belief. And coming into this year, the belief, the stance was not, hey, if we make the second round again and we lose, that's fine. Successful season. That's why I put this up on the graphic, because we had a big debate about Ethan and I had a big debate about this after the Celtics season.
We're just rehashing debates.
No. Your stance has changed. This is before this loss to the Knicks season. The loss to the Knicks. Look, if you told me before the year that the Sixers would lose in the second round, I would not have invested any time into this season, because that is another disappointment for the way that this team should be playing. We're contenders.
Guess, but like at the beginning of the year, we didn't think Joel's knee was intact at all. We didn't think he was going to be healthy at all. And like, he had some spurts in the regular season. I'm not even going to talk about that more than that. He showed up when we needed him to in the Celtics series, and like,
he did.
I don't know.
He absolutely did.
It's so tough, because this team does need changes. You're right. Like, in this specific scenario, I do like that the Knicks fans were there. This should light a fire under ownership, front office's ass. And per Tony Jones at The Athletic, it looks like Daryl Morey and Nick Nurse's jobs are both being evaluated. I don't know what that means. Like, maybe Josh Harris is thinking about just selling the team and just getting rid of everybody at the same time. Who knows? But something has to change. So let's just talk about Embiid for a second. I didn't love the effort I saw in the Knicks series at all. It was honestly kind of demoralizing. It was a little disgusting and disrespectful to fans who, like you said, Davis, he asked the fans not to sell the tickets. We don't have to talk about the morality of that, but he asked the fans to show up. And if you're asking people to show up for you, you should show up for them. It's plain as day. And he did not. He fought his ass off in game 4. He was 8 for 8 from the field. And he's not really all to blame for that series loss. But there was a report today that there was a pregame meeting, I think in December, where like they almost had to cancel shoot around because the team was so angry at each other. There was so much frustration. There was a report today that players in the locker room felt that there was no control over the locker room, mainly because of Embiid. And we can go back to the Maxey quote from last season, I believe, when he put pressure on Joel and said, you're late, you're being lazy. And I feel like that helped Joel a little bit last year, lit a fire under him until he got hurt. And this year, it felt like it reared its ugly head again. So, I mean, if you're looking on YouTube again, you can see Joel's extension is kicking in this upcoming season. We're going to pay him about $60 million each year the next 3 seasons. That means he's got to be a franchise player, plain as day. And like, I'm not going to be the one that's going to come on here and say we need to trade him. We shouldn't. Like next year, at least, he needs to be on this team. Paul George, hell no. His contract, get it the hell out of here. This team will never, ever compete in the Big 3 era. That era was over 5 to 6 years ago. I mean, look at all of these teams that tried to do that. Like, look at the Lakers this year. It's not working. You cannot pay 3 guys like this and expect to win. Look at the Thunder and the Spurs. The Thunder are a bit of an anomaly because they are paying a couple of guys a lot of money, but like they have 2 draft lottery picks that don't play. They have guys that are being paid $500,000 that are balling out in AJ Mitchell. Like the front office is incompetent. They have surrounded Joel with one of the worst casts of his entire career. And they should be frankly disappointed in them. Joel did not play great. The players did not play great, but the front office should be hung for the treasonous acts they committed on this team this year. I'm not even going to actually, I am going to mention this. They cut Campaign before the playoffs. You're going to laugh. And I know Campaign's not a good player.
No,
you can't tell me.
He had that game the same night Bam.
Yes.
The night Campaign dropped 31.
You can't tell me he wouldn't have gone like 3 for 6 from 3 one night and maybe won us a game. Like, why not?
No, I completely.
I'm not
understand.
saying it's you. I'm just saying out loud.
No, and I understand. Like, I think that there were more pieces that needed to be added to this team, and it's just frustrating that this is how bad the Sixers are, and these are facts. This is not me. Like last year, or what was it? Was it last year or 2 years ago? The Sixers were getting excited in March that Quentin Grimes was dropping 20 a game.
That was last year, yeah. Last year, yeah.
This year,
by the way, Quentin Grimes asked for $25 million a year last offseason.
Yes.
Fuck you. Go ahead.
This year in February, around February, where the Sixers are struggling, we're getting excited that Campaign had a Jeremy Lin-esque week. We're a contending team with Tyrese Maxey, a top 10, top 5 point guard in the league. Let's be completely honest. You have Joel Embiid, who's a top 3 player in the league when he's healthy. Again, big quotations, when he's healthy, and fans, we're getting excited about Campaign. Like that is where
we haven't even talked about Paul George enough either.
Look, like Paul George, I'll tell you this. Paul George is the only reason that we were potentially in game 2, game 3, where he shot the lights out in the first quarter.
And he played great in the Celtics series too.
He did play well in the Celtics series, but again, it took a Jason Tatum-less game 7 where the Sixers were up by 20 points twice and blew it. And we still won. But we were up by 20 at the end of the first quarter, early second quarter. They bring it back, and then we took another 20-point lead in the third quarter, and then they brought it right back. The game was tied with like 4 minutes left.
Fair.
Like there's the way that this team plays, it is unethical to the game of basketball. Like it is very much, it's my turn. Like you saw it in game 7. Joel Embiid went 6 possessions in a row where he had the ball, and you could see right away where it clicks for Paul George. Like, hey, you know what? You've had the ball, big man, a few times here. Now it's my turn. I cannot stand that, and that goes to coaching too. Because, I mean, 100% goes to coaching.
I thought Nick Nurse coached his ass off during the Celtics series. Let's give him that. Go ahead.
I just think I think it's a top down. It's a top down thing, and I don't know.
Coaching's terrible.
I've been saying the Joel Embiid thing for years now, and like it has nothing to do with Joel Embiid. But if you show me a guy that is making $67 million playing 40 games a year, I don't care who you are. Like,
I mean, look at the YouTube. He's guaranteed $176 million next 4 years.
And look, I understand your point with the 8 for 8. 8 for 8's great. But
I don't want to die on that. I don't want to die on that hill.
I know. But it's more of a point towards Joel. Is Michael Jordan shooting 8 shots in a winner go home game in a playoff?
Very good point. Very good point.
Shoot the rock. That's what you do, good man.
But at the same time, don't fucking shoot it from the 3-point line.
100%. He shot 17% from 3 in the playoffs. He was awful. He was horrible.
Is that a real stat?
Yes. He shot he was like, I don't know. He made like he was like 6 for 30 or something. Maybe worse than that.
I love Joel. I've said this for a long time. I want him to die in a Sixers uniform. I don't want him to ever wear another uniform. And honestly, regardless of what happens, I don't think he will. But you can't win with him.
No, that is not.
And it really hurts me to say that.
Yes,
but you
cannot win with him
because he's a great player when he's healthy, and he's very talented. All that good stuff. I don't think he's the right guy behind the scenes. Like he's getting paid all this money, and he's not a leader. He doesn't even. It doesn't seem like he shows up for this team. Like we saw all year, there were 2 different Sixers teams with Joel and without Joel all year, and like that was what really hurt us in the Celtics series when he came back and we lost by 40. And then It felt like this in the Knicks series when he missed that one game and they came back. It was just like, it's over. It's already over. But honestly, the game that he didn't play was the best game they played all year, or all series. I'm sorry. So that's another piece where it's like, is that coaching? Because it feels like it, because Nurse is a fine coach. He's fine. He's not great. He's not bad. But like, there's no organization on this offense. It's like Tyrese Maxey dribbles the ball up the floor, looks around, and he's like, ISO, I guess. And then it's just like dribble handoffs, throw it to the corner. That's all they do. Like, put Joel down low, set a freaking off ball screen to get Joel open. Let's get like Paul George in an easy look up top so he can hit a three. Like, not Joel hitting threes. It's just the organization of the team was horrible this year, and it sucks. They gave me so much hope after Game 7 because, I mean, that Celtics team was terrible, but I really thought that we might go to the conference final. I really did. I think
a lot of people agreed. I think I am very much a pessimist Sixers fan ever since choosing Tobias over Jimmy. And I know I've been through this. But I've been through this. Like, we saw the bubble loss to the Celtics where we got manhandled. We saw the Hawks series. We should have never lost that Hawks series in 21.
The Hawks series is disgusting. Fuck Ben Simmons for that.
The Embiid MVP year, we should have beat the Celtics in the playoffs. But guess what? James Harden absolutely blew it, and Joel had a terrible Game 7. So we've seen it.
He won a Game 7 this year.
He did, and he's still the only MVP to never make a conference finals. But I just think I'm going based off of recent history.
So what do we do?
The Sixers.
What is the option?
I think you tear it down. Look at the Thunder. Look what the Thunder did.
You cannot.
Yes, you can. Yeah,
look how much money you have on the books.
Listen,
look how much money you have on the books.
No, 100%. It's going to be very difficult. But look what the Oklahoma City Thunder did after having 3 Hall of Famers on their team: KD, Russell Westbrook, and James Harden.
They didn't even get anything out of that. The reason they're in this spot is because the Clippers are so dumb. They traded their entire future for Paul George.
Yeah.
They traded SGA in a pick they're getting this year.
Yeah, for sure.
This happened 10 years ago.
Maneuvering. It takes maneuvering.
So they have to get rid of Paul George's contract. That should be option number 1. I thought he was fine this year. I wouldn't even hate to see him on a Sixers team next year. It's just, you're not going to win with him on the team.
For sure.
They need to get 4 role players on this team, at least 4. A shooter, a big man. Like, Embiid can't play center anymore. He's a defensive liability. He is.
For sure.
He's a defensive liability.
Look at, again, like we already talked about, and then we can move on. But
I have a transition. We
are talking about all these other teams with all these role players who are just popping off, like Landry Shamet making an impact. Deuce McBride, who is a very good role player, but Deuce McBride was unbelievable. Do you know 2019 Game 7 against the Raptors? Who was keeping us in that game? James freaking Ennis. And he made 3 clutch threes late in that game. And it's like, you need a guy like that.
Same with JJ Redick. He was the engine of that year.
100%, 100%. And guess for the Raptors, it was Serge Ibaka, a 36-year-old Serge Ibaka coming off the bench. We don't have that. Andre Drummond is not that.
Look at the Thunder this year. Kaysen Wallace, AJ Mitchell, Isaiah Joe, Jared McCain. SGA had 18 points the other night, and they're still 3-0 on the Lakers. What is going on? I have a good transition, Davis. Let's get out of the Sixers. But before we do that, we have an insult stat. Cities swept in both NBA and NHL in the same year. The 2003 Detroit Pistons and Red Wings, 2008 Denver Nuggets and Avalanche, and 2026 Philly Sixers and Flyers. Tough week for Philly. The Flyers and Sixers both did not win an entire game this past week. And because of that, the Flyers were swept, Davis. So let's get into some hockey. Before we do that, palate cleanser. Take a deep breath. Positive vibes in, bad vibes out.
100%.
Successful season by every single metric for the Flyers. 3.8% playoff chance to get in 2 weeks before the playoffs. They got in and beat the Penguins. Before we get too much on the Flyers, just want to throw it out here. I said this at work today. I kind of believe it myself. If I had told you 6 months ago the Sixers and Flyers were going to beat the Celtics and Penguins, you wouldn't be over the moon, right? You'd 100%. Be thrilled.
For sure.
So,
for sure.
Just want to take that in and say, great job by both teams getting it done the first round. Second round, we already covered the Sixers. Flyers, second round, tough. They ran into the Hurricanes. If you're watching on YouTube, they haven't lost yet this playoffs, and they are truly the Grim Reaper. They took the Senators' soul, they took the Flyers' soul, and who knows what happens next round. But I just want to highlight too, after the Flyers lost in overtime in Game 4, tough loss by the way, but the fans stayed after and chanted "Let's go Flyers" for the guys, got them all riled up, and kind of gave them a proverbial hat tip, just being like, "Thank you for all you did this year. You guys fought, you fought, you fought, you fought." And what a season, man.
Yep. I mean, completely overachieved expectations. And the thing that I like to hear is after that Game 4 loss, where we're going home, Travis Konechny's talking about how this was the goal. Like, they knew that this was the goal, and they knew how good they were to start the year. Like this, it was always playoffs. Even though, and I'm not saying like fans like myself, like I'm saying more of like, we know that it's about the future right now, the Flyers, not about the now. And they still did it. And they got so much experience playing in 10 playoff games. I mean, some of these guys, Porter Martone, did he even play 10 regular season games this year? I mean,
No.
we know Olivier Bonk
I think he played 9 because 10's the limit for the Rookie of the Year award, right?
Yeah. We know Bonk didn't. We know Jet Luchenko didn't. But they're all guys who still stepped up and played very well for this team. Denver Barkey is a guy who really stepped up in the postseason. Tyson Forster came back early from an injury to come back and be with the guys.
And we saw what this team was like without Owen Tippett in the second round. I don't know if we would have won a game or two, because I think a lot of those games were pretty close. But Owen Tippett is a dog and deserves a lot of credit, because I thought this team looked totally different without him.
Yeah, and we were missing Noah Cates too.
Sorry, yeah.
But after the year it came out, after the season's over, the big thing in hockey is, all right, who's injured? Cam York was playing with multiple broken ribs.
I saw that.
Travis Konechny was playing in like a broken forearm.
Someone had a hernia too, right?
Yeah, someone had a sports hernia. I mean, like, these guys, I mean, they put their bodies on the line. And you hear, and I'm not saying that that's a Flyers thing. Like, every NHL team comes out with their injuries at the end of the year, and it's shocking how tough these guys are. Hint, Joel Embiid. Why don't you try looking at some of these?
Hold on. Let's give Anthony Edwards a credit too. His knee went backwards a week and a half ago, and he's supposed to miss this whole series. He has not missed a minute, or he came off the bench to start the series. I'm sorry, but he's played every game. So
and he still dropped 30 in Game 2 or whatever.
Exactly,
it was, or maybe it was Game 1.
Exactly. But what do you think of the Flyers' effort in this series with the Hurricanes, and what do you think of the Hurricanes as a whole?
It gives me incredible promise for the Flyers. You know what, Ethan?
That's what I'm saying. Build up the guy that beat us so we can
ready to give them my credit card for a partial season ticket next year. That's how I'm feeling.
Shout out Rod Brindamore.
Yeah, that's how I'm feeling about the Flyers. The Carolina Hurricanes are good, are very, very good. They are seamless when it comes to their play. It seems like they did not make many mistakes.
That dump and go. Oh my god.
Yeah, and Anderson in net is just an absolute brick wall. But also, we haven't mentioned his name yet. The guy who I think wins MVP of this team for the Flyers is Dan Vladar. Like, he's under contract again for next year. We signed him to a 2-year deal last year for like $6 million.
He's getting a big extension this offseason though, right?
Probably. If not in the middle of next year or close to the start of the year. But
I like that. See what he's got next year.
Yeah, I think. But I mean, some stats on Dan Vladar. He had the most quality starts in the NHL this year, tied with Andrei Vasilevsky, which is playing in a game and giving up 2 or less goals.
Shout out to Dan, man.
He made some incredible saves in the postseason. He did let a few easy ones go.
I mean, that one in
the one in the Penn series where it hit the glass, came back weird. Game 1 of the Carolina series, Flyers were coming off tired legs. Carolina had a week off beforehand.
The series winning goal in Game 4 too. That was in the overtime. That was kind of a fluke.
For sure. So this team has a lot of promise for sure, and I think it's crazy. It's crazy that even though the seasons ended exactly the same, but the Sixers and Flyers, how different both of their trajectories look right now. Because the Flyers, I mean, the city's orange and black right now. I'm not hearing a lot about trust in the process. I'll tell you that.
I saw some random guys in North Philly being like, I don't know a guy on the team, but paint the city orange. Like, I love that shit. So before we get into more of the Flyers and where they're going, can anybody beat the Canadians in the East? Can the Sabres or the Canadians?
I do think the Canadians can. I think they have the goaltending to match up pretty well, but I don't think so. I think we're heading straight for a Colorado-Carolina series. And
the Wild?
So they play tonight.
Yeah.
They play tonight.
Yeah.
Obviously, the Wild won Game 3, so now we've got a 2-1 series, and Carolina is now the last team to not lose a game in the playoffs. But Colorado is so good. I mean,
They're so good.
Colorado is winning games right now, however they please in high scoring games. They won 9-6 or something in game 1 against the Wild. They're winning in low scoring games. They only
And then the
scored
Wild whooped them 5-1 game 3. So it's a weird
yeah,
series.
but they're winning in low scoring games. They
Yeah.
won like 2-1, and a lot of those King series games I feel like were super low scoring. Like you can tell when a hockey team wins in high scoring games and low scoring games, they can beat you in any given way. And that's where I feel like the Flyers this year, especially in the playoffs, was you got to get the 3 goals, and we just didn't do that against Carolina because Anderson was absurd in net. But I think that Colorado Carolina matchup in the finals would feed generations in hockey. I think that we've seen the Edmonton Florida series a few times now, but we're going to see some new superstars step up, I think.
I like it. And like Colorado's been here a lot, but to see Carolina finally make a final after a while would be really cool. So where do you think the Flyers go next? Obviously, they probably need I'm not a big technical hockey guy, so you tell me. It feels like we need another center, like a really good center, maybe another goal scorer, and maybe another puck moving defenseman. Is that?
Yeah. So after I think the Flyers have something like $35 or $40 million of cap space this coming year. A max contract is $20 million now. They just
that's a lot.
So it sounds like after all extensions, I think we have to give Drysdale and York an extension and maybe someone else. We should have about $20 million.
Zegras, right?
No, we I think we signed Zegras already.
Okay.
I think so. If not, no.
I heard a couple weeks ago he was going to be a free agent.
No, yeah, you might be right. You're right. We need to sign Zegras too. That's the other one. But then after that, we should have about $20 million in cap space. So it's either, hey, look, like we can get 2 pieces here. Like, you know what I mean? Or do you, I mean, there's a lot of talks right now about Austin Matthews. Do you trade Michkov and another one of these young studs? Matthews?
Yeah.
I think so.
Okay. All right.
But Toronto got the number 1 pick. Matthews is starting not to work out in Toronto. Change of scenery could be good for him.
What would we give up? Like everything, right?
I think it would probably be like it depends whether Michkov's going to be in there or not. Because I think that's a whole nother story of like, I hate that we've been scratching him, even though he might not be playing super well. If the whole thought process is to trade him, you're scratching him during playoff games. That is really not a good look.
You really think they want to trade him?
I think what I'm hearing is that a change of scenery could be the best thing for him. But I think he's fine. Like, I think, I sent you the one YouTube video with a lot of the stats that he's playing on the wrong side of the ice. He needs to be a left winger, and they have him he needs to be a right winger. He's a left winger right now, and he's using his offhands on his stick. And I don't know. I think he's going to be totally fine. I think that not Tocchet. Who was our coach? Tortorella messed him up in so many different ways. And I think that a summer, hopefully not drinking the whole summer in Sea Isle like he did last summer, is going to be good for him.
Hey, he's a Russian kid experiencing money in America. Like, it seems like these Russian guys take a couple years to develop anyway, and then they're just studs. So, yeah, we'll have to see. But I'm really excited for the Flyers going forward. Like, it's crazy. I wasn't even thinking about the Sixers going into the playoffs. Like, I was all Flyered up. It was all I was thinking about because I was only watching Flyers the last 2 weeks. And then those damn Sixers gave me hope. But the Flyers' future is very bright. I can't wait to watch like 10 times more next year. Like,
for sure.
I watched a little early in the year, and then it seemed like they tapered off. But what an end of the year for these guys. Coots, a lot of credit to him in the playoffs. Kicked ass. Really good job by Tocchet. He played he coached his ass off. We'll have to see what happens in the offseason because this team can compete. We'll see if they get back. All right, let's get to the Phillies. Have we even done a pod since last time?
I think the last pod we did was like 2 days before
he got fired.
Got fired. Yeah, yes. We were calling for him to get fired.
So since the Phillies, this is the Phillies offense since Don Mattingly became manager. Batting average 275. That's first in MLB. Home runs 19. That's first in MLB. Slugging percentage 470. That's first in MLB. Runs 68. That's second in MLB. And OPS 794. That's third in MLB.
This is so funny, Ethan, because guess what? I only wrote down. I sometimes very, very infrequently.
Did you write down all those?
I write down notes. I write down notes for the pod.
Yeah.
These were my only notes today. This team
Hey, great
looks,
minds think alike.
this team looks good.
They look
Ethan.
real good.
And you know what? I don't want to harp on it, but I think that people need to stay positive about the Phillies. Okay,
Yeah,
we're not even in the middle of May yet, and I know we're making a big charge right now, but just hang in with them. They are a good team. They are a playoff team, and they are a contender, especially with this pitching staff that they have. You're telling me these numbers from the plate, and we have the best staff in the league? I mean, that is what gets me fired
Hey,
up,
Christopher
Ethan.
Sanchez, NL Player of the Week this past week.
Yeah.
Dude
He
pitched out of his
leads-
mind.
He's like a 2.1 ERA. He's leading the league in FIP, fielding independent pitching, which is
Yeah.
potentially the best stat to judge a pitcher's season.
Mhm.
You have Wheeler back. Taiwan, look, and Painter's young. Painter will learn. Taiwan's off the team. That was huge.
Yes. He was a
this
scheduled
rotation,
loss. He was a scheduled loss every 5th day. And
100%.
you're right. Painter needs some time. Maybe he's sent down again at some point. Maybe.
I
don't
don't
know.
mind putting him in the bullpen, but
Yeah, I like that too, actually. I
you
like
know
that
what
a
I
lot
mean?
more. But I'm seeing some people say some stupid things about him. He's a young guy. He's still coming off a year of Tommy John. Like, it's going to take him a bit.
Mhm.
But Davis, let's recap everything. We were a little prisoner of the moment, but I don't think we got too ahead of ourselves. I think we knew this would come. I think we knew that the Phillies were going to turn it around. Like, this team is way too talented not to. We could talk about Trey Turner and Schwarber and Harper, but there's a great stat on here, Davis. Brandon Marsh hitting 353 batting average that leads all qualified hitters. Brandon Marsh having an insane start to this year. They're 10-3 with Mattingly. The Phillies are 19-22 right now. They're 9 games back on the Braves, whatever. But I think the more interesting statistic is that they're only 3 games back of being 500. And that's what they need to target. Get above 500 and then go on a tear. Because this team is good. They are very, very good. I really believe that. The pitching has locked in. Luzardo's figuring it out still, but the rest of the staff has been very solid. And I'm really loving what I'm seeing. So I just wanted to ask you, because we've been talking about this a little bit on text, on whatever. Is it just like the guys feel like they just got to take responsibility for getting a guy fired? Is that what happened?
Yeah, it's a good question. My stepdad, had actually asked me that yesterday, and I honestly didn't know how to answer it first, and I had to think about it. And I
can
think
give you some time.
I think baseball, and I've mentioned this many times here on the podcast, even when Girardi got fired, like,
yeah,
I think baseball is just about being such a vibes guy, and that's exactly what Thompson was. But I think that
he was too much of a vibes
the
guy.
responsibility of the players actually having a guy lose his job because of their play. I think it's something that steps them up and it brings them closer together. I mean, look at the Red Sox in 2003 and 2004. Like, I forget who the manager's name was in 2003, but then they bring in Terry Francona, and then they go on this heater of a run. I mean, actually, they started the season.
Was it John Farrell?
No, John Farrell was more recently.
Okay. 2013.
I can't think of the guy's name, but it's
anyway.
fine.
Sorry.
Like, baseball, I feel like it's just sometimes having a different guy back there. It has nothing to do with, like, he's not calling pitches. He's not telling guys like, oh, swing at this pitch, don't swing at this pitch. Like, baseball is very much done on the field, and you can only do so much from the dugout. Like, it's not like the NFL. It's not like the NBA. Like, I think that these guys just pulled together and said, you know what? We're not doing this again. We cannot end this season by missing the playoffs. Like, Rob lost his job. We got to pull it together pretty much. And the hitting has just been absolutely on a tear ever since then. And even some of the games we've lost. I mean, one of these games that we lost against Colorado on Friday night, we were down 7-0, and we came back and brought it to extras. Yes, I know we lost the game, but
no, I agree. That's a moral victory.
It's stuff like that. That is a moral victory because you're rallying, you're getting the guys together.
For now, at this point in the season, it's a moral victory. If we're doing this in August, that's a different story. But
true.
Let's just give some guys some props. Bryce Harper hitting 287
Unreal.
right now. 10 home runs, 24 RBIs, 956 OPS. Bryce Harper's playing out of his freaking mind. We've already talked about Brandon Marsh. I don't have Kyle Schwarber's stats in front of me, but I know that guy rakes. And he hit 2 home runs yesterday.
Tied for the league lead in home runs now with Judge. It was 16.
16? Yes.
Yeah,
look at me. But, I mean, throw it around the horn, Davis. Any other guys you want to talk about? Any other guys you want to put some pressure on? Maybe a little Trey Turner action?
I mean,
he's been playing better recently.
Weird. Yeah,
he's been playing so much better recently.
He went, what was it? There was a game last week. It might have been Wednesday where he went like 5 for 6 from the plate, and then
Mhm.
like 2 days later he went like 0 for 5. On Friday night he went 0 for
Yeah.
6. On
Yep.
Friday night he went 0 for 6.
And he had like 2 hits that like or 2 like swung at balls that were like
Yep.
the hardest hit ball of all game, more than the previous game. And then he also was 4 for 5 yesterday, or was that
Yeah.
Saturday?
Saturday, yeah,
Saturday. So he's getting his mojo back
for sure.
But anything you want to maybe fielding? Is he getting? Is he
Uh,
going to be?
feel- I don't
He's
know.
had some bad stuff to start the year.
Some of these stats though on fielding, I don't agree with. You know, Justin
I'm not talking
Crawford.
about stats, just
No,
like
I
eye
know.
test. Just
But
eye
you know,
test.
this is the eye test thing too. You know, Justin Crawford is ranked as the least valuable defensive player in the MLB this year. That is just not true. Like that is not true. He is. He's his
Interesting.
DRS, his defensive
I haven't
runs, whatever,
shared.
saved.
Okay,
He's
okay.
-9. That is
How
not
do they
true.
measure that?
Something about like range and all this stuff. I don't know.
I
It's
haven't seen
dumb.
him make an error.
Some of
Have
these
you?
some of these baseball stats are really dumb.
Okay.
I think Trey Turner's fine. I think it's fielding, in my opinion, is a part of this. Throughout the year, you're going to get more dialed in. But the one thing that I would say, I know Trey Turner's been hot and cold.
Mm-hmm.
Let's toss Marsh out there, lead off one of these games.
I don't hate
I think
that.
that's something that Don would do and Rob would never even think about.
Yes.
Like, you know what I mean? That's what I'm
Yes.
all about.
Yes,
And putting your high
please.
leverage guys in first. I think he's been taking care of the bullpen really well. And look,
Mhm.
even I know it kind of came back to bite us, but even in a game against Colorado where we're down 7-0, he tossed Duran out there in like the 6th inning. Just throw some pitches, buddy. Don't sit on the bench for 5 straight days and then come out in a tie ball game against the Dodgers. Like, no,
Yeah.
you're going to come in, you're going to pitch every 3rd day. We're going to try to get you in every other day, something like that.
I like that.
No matter the circumstance, like you got to stay fresh. Like this is this time of the year to try to stay fresh. And I think that moving the lineup around how Don has recently is going to make is going to call for some interesting lineups. And some of these guys are going to be hitting behind some guys and in front of some guys they never have. He's dropped Bohm to the 8 spot recently. Like
That's what I was
like
gonna ask
that.
you
I think
about.
just getting him more confident. And look, he hit 2 homers on Saturday night. Like he took.
Yeah.
a
So
few
how
days
are you
off,
feeling
and now
about
he's
the adult
back.
daycare? Stott and Bohm. How are we feeling on their overall outlook?
Stott over the last 10 days has been one of the best players in baseball. Like he has been unbelievable. He's raking. He's hitting doubles left and right. Bohm just hit 2. We basically benched Bohm for 2-3 days and said, "Hey, figure your stuff out. Like it's okay. You have a lot going on. Figure your stuff out. Come back fresh." Hit 2 homers on Saturday.
Did you see he didn't wear anything for Mother's Day yesterday?
I did.
It's sad. It's really sad, actually.
Yeah, for sure. But this is the stuff where like it's early in the year. Guys are just getting in. Like if this would basically be if the Eagles started the year 2-2. And guess what happened the last time the Eagles started the year 2-2? We won the Super Bowl. That's where the Phillies are at right now. We're only in week 5, like of the NFL schedule. We have not played a lot of games yet.
Like week 2.
I mean, we've already played.
I guess it's May
40 games.
Yeah.
But
what do you think about a couple of these other guys, like Adolis Garcia? How are we feeling about him?
He's playing much better. He's becoming a great protective piece for Harper now, being the number 4 spot in the lineup. I think Justin Crawford's been fine. He's shown his moments, and the one thing that I like, he's not afraid to swing the bat. I feel like he hasn't struck out on a ton of terrible pitches, but I feel like he's making a lot of contact. He's fouling pitches off, seeing good at bats, and we've already seen it a few times in the last few weeks where he'll get an infield hit that sparks an inning, and now Turner's up, and then you know what I mean, like. JT's been fine. He's been good since he got back a little bit. I mean, I know he's a bench guy, but I think Rafael Marchand, his time in the major league should be done. He has been horrible.
Look at that plate appearances, 57, and he's got a .74.
Yep,
.074.
It's ugly. And by the way, he hit a home run on his first at bat the entire year.
Did he really? I didn't even see that.
Yeah, he did. If I remember correctly, I'm pretty sure he did. But then, I mean, you go down here to the rotation. I mean, Nola has been pretty decent this year so far. Like in comparison to where we were at last year, like I feel like yes, he's had a few blow up games. He has an ERA above last 5. Year,
and he has not looked shot.
No, he does not. His stuff looks like it's moving well. And let's not forget too, a lot of these guys played in the World Baseball Classic. Like, even though they're warmed up, but like
look at Cal Raleigh right now, dude.
Yeah, for sure. Like it's taking a little bit for these guys to get going again.
Yeah,
like Schwarber and Harper, and now they're absolutely raking.
Let me ask you about Felix Reyes. What are your thoughts on him?
He needs some time, but I think he's a guy. I
Sent
think
back
he.
down.
Yeah, I wouldn't be shocked if he gets sent back down, but I feel like he could be a especially guy used in certain situations, like especially against lefties.
Okay.
You know what, Ethan?
Hit a home run off Chris Sale first pitch.
If the Phillies go on a run, it feels like he's the Matt Stairs of this team.
Oh, interesting.
Like he's not going to be an everyday guy, but
Okay.
pull him in high leverage situations. I know he strikes out a lot, but that should come with time. I think he'll be fine. I don't expect him to be anything, especially because he's now competing his job with arguably one of the best left fielders in baseball right now, in Brandon Marsh. So
What
it's
a sentence.
it's a tough task.
What a sentence you just threw out there, man.
Yeah.
Shout out Brandon Marsh.
It's
Shout out Brandon Marsh. But what do you think about Sosa? Just to end it there, because like,
I think he's a great utility guy for sure.
that's what I was going to ask.
I think as of right now, I do think
Can't stretch it.
I want Bryson Stott playing every day for the next 2 weeks. Like I just want to see, and I know Harper has talked about that. Like
That's his guy, yeah.
And that's the thing with baseball too. You can test these things around. Like Stott's been so hot recently that he should play against a lefty every so often.
Better than Turner, kind of.
Yeah, for sure. But this is where Sosa, you can plug and play him if some of these guys are getting cold. If Turner needs a day off, play him at short. If Stott or Bohm need a day off, like they have a lot recently, play him wherever. And he's still playing fine. I mean, even though he is under 100 OPS plus, like he's below league average at the plate, we've still seen him hit some pretty big, hitting some pretty high leverage situations this year so far. And he already has a homer in that, or Ashburn Alley this year.
That's crazy. And then we also shot on Alec Bohm, but I just wanted to point out, I just realized he has 20 RBIs this year. So it's pretty good for a guy that's hitting 180. I don't know how he's doing 100%. That with 20 RBIs, but hey, good for you, Alec Bohm. Anything else you want to talk about the Phillies before we get on to some wrap-up stuff?
I don't think so. I think just patience.
What are your predictions for May?
As the fans. I think the Phillies will be sitting real close to a wild card spot. We're 4.5 games out already.
Okay.
Which, there's a few teams ahead of us, but like some of the teams ahead of us are the Pirates. I think the Reds still could be ahead of us.
It's the whole NL Central, right?
Yeah, the entire NL Central. Correct.
Okay.
We'll be fine.
What about with this Red Sox series coming up? How do we feel about that? Because the Red Sox are playing a lot better the last couple of weeks, especially since they fired their manager as well. Yeah,
we've been in two very similar situations. But I think the Phillies just need to play their brand of baseball, which they're doing right now.
Yeah, agreed. All right, Dave, so let's wrap up the show and finish with some general stuff that happened the last couple of days. Let's just start with the breaking news today. The Eagles and the Cowboys, they're going to play on Thanksgiving this year. I believe Schefter tweeted that. Everything that's pretty confirmed. Yep. So I'm pumped. We have not had a Thanksgiving Eagles game in forever. I'm just saying forever. I have no idea how long it's been.
I would guess 2013 or 14.
Yeah.
Lions.
Yeah, it's been a while.
I remember the game.
I mean, we haven't played the Cowboys on Thanksgiving in almost 20 years. So I'm really excited for that. I love the Birds playing on Thanksgiving. I love Thanksgiving football. So having the Birds on it is just that much better.
Yep. The Eagles are 6-1 all time on Thanksgiving. Just to let you know.
Ooh, who's the only loss? The Lions?
We lost to the Steelers in 1940. We'll never forget that one.
Never
7-0.
Yeah. My dad wasn't even born yet. So how could I forget?
Yeah. I'm sorry. Wait. Why is it saying the Eagles are 6-1? We lost to the Lions in 2015. Maybe they're not counting that.
Oh, okay. I was going to say, we definitely lost to the Lions.
Yeah, we lost to the Lions 45-14 in 2015.
Yes, exactly.
Mark Sanchez beat the Cowboys in 2014.
Oh, my God.
That's crazy.
Holy I forgot about that. What a year. Was that DeMarco Murray on the Eagles?
Yeah. Oh, for sure.
Yeah. What a year. Let's just get to some other stuff. NCAA tournament expanding to 76 teams. Men's and women's. It's not being sexist here. Everybody's getting expanded here. I like this if we're going to do more mid-majors. If we're going to do more mid-majors and do a little play-in tournament classic with mid-majors and seeing UC Irvine face Belmont, I'm in. If we're going to see Rutgers play Tennessee or freaking UCLA on a down year playing UNC, I'm going to lose my shit.
Yeah, I think that's what you're going to see, unfortunately.
Oh, 100%.
This is the look, when the college football playoff was at 4 teams, everyone was arguing about who the fifth, like who should be in the 4th best team or the 5th best team. Now that it's moved to 12, or what is it, 12 or 16? I forget. 16, right? Now that the college football playoff has moved
12.
to 16 or 12.
Oh,
but
no,
it's
oh
gonna
wait, no, you're
move to
right. It's 16 because it hasn't happened yet. You're right.
Yeah, but like for 12, we're
Yes.
arguing whether 10-2 Notre Dame or 9-3 Miami gets in. Like, there's always going to be an argument of like, even if the NCAA tournament was 250 teams, there would be a big debate on who should get that 250th spot. Like,
We'd be watching Sunbelt games, which
I
I
don't-
kind of like. I kind of like the 250.
yeah, but I don't want to see that the 76th team on the bubble is an SEC team that went
Yes.
3-15 in conference and finished the
Mhm.
year 13-20. Like, I
Mhm.
don't want to see that, but
And then I don't
unfortunately,
want to
that's what
see
we're gonna
blue
get.
bloods that are having bad years rewarded just because it's going to help TV ratings. I don't care. People
It's
are
all
going to
about
watch.
the money. It's all about the money.
But like you're with me, right? If we're gonna do a
Oh, yeah,
mid-major
for sure.
like play-in, like that would be awesome, right?
Yeah, definitely. It's all about the money though, and they want
They'll do
the-
one of those games, and then it'll be Tennessee, Rutgers, UNC, UCLA. It
Yeah.
should be really sick.
Yep.
Just throwing around the horn. Still, the Wizards got the #1 pick in the NBA draft lottery. It seems like Adam Silver finally rigged it the correct way the last year of this current way
Yes.
of the draft. He rewarded the Wizards, Jazz, and Grizzlies all for playing bad this year. But then the Pacers lost their first round pick. Same with the Nets. Not the Nets, actually, just the Pacers. But what a wild turn of events. That's got to suck if you're a Pacers fan. And then the Pacers president / GM went on Twitter yesterday and was basically like, I took a risk and I failed. I apologize. Like, we needed a center, but I took a risk and it didn't work. I respect him, like, acknowledging it, owning it. You don't see guys doing that. But if we're like admitting to tanking on Twitter, we're like, this league is so cooked.
Yep,
So
for sure.
cooked.
I'll pull it to the Wizards side of things. I think this team could be kind of interesting. I think they
Oh,
could be kind of fun.
100%.
Trey Young, Anthony Davis, Alexander Czar, who's been honestly one of the best kept secrets in the NBA so far.
Keyshawn George. Can I
Keyshawn
interest you in
George.
Bub Carrington?
Yeah, 100%.
Come on.
Cam
Come on.
Whitmore. Come on. And then they're going to probably add AJ Diabanza. So,
Or it seems like they're open to trading the #1 pick. I don't know if
Really?
that's just because it's that I heard the Jazz and the Wizards were going to listen to calls. I don't know if the Jazz are just trying to move up to 1 because they don't want Diabanza to leave the state because he's like paid
Yeah.
for by Utah for some
Yeah.
reason. But I wouldn't hate the Wizards trade that pick, get a couple
that would be
guys.
interesting. Yeah.
Wizards might be a team next year. We'll have to see. We'll have to see. It's very early, but shout out to the Wizards. Really deep draft this year. I'm actually really excited for the draft. Like,
I am too.
it's going to be very interesting to see where like Darius Acuff goes, and he's going to be like the steal of the draft.
Yep. Koa
100%.
Pete. Come on, give me some.
Yeah,
names.
Koa
Let's
Pete.
go.
Come on, Keaton Wagler.
Yep. Yep.
Come on. And then big event this week, whatever. The PGA Championships here in Aromanic, Pennsylvania, here in Newtown Square, at one of the best courses in Pennsylvania, but it's certainly one of the best courses around here. PGA Championship in Aromanic. I know we're talking to a niche audience on this, but come on, how can you not get excited?
Oh yeah, very exciting. We'll be
PGA
there
Championship.
in attendance on Thursday, day
Yes, we will.
1. So maybe we'll put something out there with some things that we like, but I want to quickly
Can we vlog?
vlog. Oof. You're not allowed to take pictures or take videos, I think, when you're there. But early, somewhat dark horse.
Hit me.
Give me Tommy Fleetwood. It's a par 70. It's pretty
Okay.
short. There's not a lot of danger for these guys to hit into. And I mean, in my mind, I'm thinking, hey, some of the best ball strikers in all of golf right now and ever, Tommy Fleetwood. So that'd be my early lean. But I would do it in the without Scotty market. I still
Okay.
think there's a good chance Scotty could run away with it. But
Really? Okay.
he's
Interesting.
playing so well right now.
What about any of these guys that are just playing out of their mind, like the
Cam Young.
Fitzpatrick kid, Cam Young?
Yeah,
Like,
Cam Young's been unbelievable. Cam Young is inserting himself into an S tier current golfer in the world.
100%.
So I think he could definitely compete. And when it comes to guys like Morikawa, he's a little banged up right now. Xander Schauffele, we have not seen his best since he's had that back surgery recently. Again, I think I told you this not too long ago. I mean, this is a new wave of some of these younger guys coming in. And I would even put Matt Fitzpatrick in that like younger guys wave, even though he won a US Open a few years ago. Like
30,
some of these guys are starting to come along now, and we're seeing new top guys on the leaderboard each and every week, and it's super exciting.
Yeah, like this Brighton guy who's a rookie won last night. Like, good for him. He seems
Mhm.
excited. I think they said that he was going to be a YouTube golfer a couple years ago, and then he
Yeah.
stuck with it and won a tournament. Like, that's electric.
Yep.
So, really excited for the PGA this week. Maybe you have to do some sort of content for that for sure. And then just to end it, I hope the Thunder get swept by the Spurs next series. It's not going to happen, but I don't want to see the Thunder in the finals at all.
No, me neither.
At
This is
all.
if the Spurs are looking for any free agent fans, they know who to come to.
I will say, if it's Knicks Thunder, I'm going to root my ass off for the Knicks.
I think Knicks Spurs could be a really interesting series. I really do.
That's probably the best viewership series behind Knicks Lakers. Even though
I
the
also
Lakers aren't
think
gonna win.
Pistons Spurs could be a good series, but Pistons are a weird team. The
Yeah, I
Pistons
don't
are
know
a
about
really
that.
weird team.
The Cade Cunningham's a great player, but like that's it.
But like I don't know. Both teams battled this year the few times that
They
they
did.
played against each other. So
They did.
there was one literally out of like the 15 NBA games I watched this year. One of them was Pistons Spurs. It was like a random Tuesday night on NBC, and like it was one of the most enjoyable NBA games I've seen recently.
Really?
It was gritty. It was.
You don't watch the
gritty.
NBA. Why were you watching that game?
I don't know. Clearly, there was nothing on. I have
Seriously.
no idea.
You don't even watch Sixers games. You don't watch Pistons games? Jesus.
Cade, man. Cade's
Yeah, I
something.
know. It's Cading them tonight against the
Yeah.
Cavs.
Yeah.
Who you got in that series?
The Pistons. I like the Pistons in 6. I would have said that before the series started.
We need some more star power next series. I want the Cavs. I want
Yeah.
Harden. I want Harden to lose.
I don't want Harden to go anywhere. I want to see another Harden night where he goes 1 for 11 and puts up a concert date with his.
As
with
long
his
as he
field
has
goals.
as long as he flames out the best way possible, that's all I care about. Like if
Yep.
this series goes to 7 and he goes like 0 for 4 in fourth quarter, I'm in.
Yep.
In. All right, Davis. I think that about wraps it up. Just like Wemby almost knocking out Naz Reid last night. Oh my
Yeah.
God.
Crazy.
That shouldn't be a foul. That low-key shouldn't be a foul.
I saw it afterwards. I know we were talking about it last night, and I didn't actually even see it until this morning. It was pretty egregious, but like people were calling for him to get like suspended for multiple games.
Yeah, no,
I'm
it was
like,
definitely
what are we doing?
egregious, but like he's just like he can't. I don't think he can help it because he's so tall. Like his arms right here. This is the person's head. Like
Yep.
he's just like moving around.
Yep.
But like he also like cleanly hit him on the jaw. So
Yeah, tough looks. Probably definitely the right call to eject him, but he'll definitely don't want to see any suspensions out of him for multiple games or anything like that. Of
exactly, especially for you as a Spurs fan, you can't afford that.
course, Greg Popovich, my guy. He's still
Exactly.
the coach there, right? No, I'm just kidding.
Come on, El Chapo, whatever, the GM there.
Yeah,
right now.
Yeah.
Not to regret, but all right, everybody, we appreciate you stopping by. Make sure you like, share, subscribe, all that good stuff. We're gonna put out some YouTube shorts, some condensed videos of this pod. Make sure you like, subscribe, follow us on Instagram below, YouTube, TikTok, all that good stuff. We'll talk to you later. Peace.